Hi everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So today we're doing something a little bit different. We're doing a fairly normal Christmas build, but as you can see, I'm actually on the screen. Usually I don't do face cam videos for like speed builds or anything like that. Usually I only do face cam stuff for like, you know, trailer reactions or live streams or stuff like that. But because it is Christmas, I thought I would do something a little bit different. So I'm doing a little face cam video. We're also going to be doing a little Q&A, just a couple of questions that you guys left me over. I believe it was like most of them were over on a community tab post that I did last week asking for questions. So yeah, we have those to answer. But first off, I do want to say Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas, or Happy Holidays, or, you know, if you don't celebrate anything, then, you know, just Happy Saturday, because this is actually going up on the 24th, so like Christmas Eve. So yes, I do have a little red shirt on. I'm wearing a little funny hat that you can't really see on camera. And then I don't think you guys can see, I think the picture might be too small, but I even have my little teddy bear there on the bed that has a little like Christmas tree hat on, so that's really cute. But yeah, so Merry Christmas. Like I said, I hope you guys are having a really great weekend. I hope you guys are having a really great Christmas Eve. And yeah, and that you have a really great Christmas and that you're all safe and everything like that. But yeah, so let me know if you guys celebrate Christmas Eve or if you celebrate on Christmas Day, because I know in America, most people, I think in the US, I think most people celebrate on Christmas Day, whereas over here we kind of do both days. We kind of celebrate on Christmas Eve, usually more in the evening, and then we'll like open presents and stuff like that. And then on Christmas Day we'll actually like come together, everyone, and we'll make like a lot of food. And usually Christmas days are like spent, you know, by the swimming pool because obviously summertime where I am. So yeah, that's usually what our Christmases look like. So yeah, let me know what you guys do over there. I personally don't really celebrate Christmas. It's not a holiday that I really care about. But I know most people kind of do, so I always try and do a couple of Christmas builds or like wintry builds on the channel this time of year, and, you know, stuff like that. And my family still does celebrate Christmas, so I'm kind of like roped into all of it because, you know, my family celebrates it. But yeah, let me know what you guys are doing this weekend. If you're doing anything, let me know, you know, what your Christmases usually look like, or, you know, if you have any like fun traditions or ways of celebrating that you'd like to share with me. So yeah, definitely let me know all about that. But talking about the build first off, before I get into like rambling or, you know, all of the questions and everything like that. But basically this build is just a cute little winter cabin, like winter Christmassy cabin in Granite Falls. I started this off meaning to make it not Christmas. I meant to make it a like just winter cabin, but then I for some reason put a Christmas tree in the living room and I kind of forgot that I wanted to make it not Christmassy. And then when I started doing the kitchen and the dining room and stuff, for some reason I forgot all about that original idea and I started decorating for Christmas. So yeah, it's still a Christmas build, but it's a little bit more subdued than my British, I say British because it's supposed to be like inspired by British houses, but basically the British inspired Christmas cottage that I did, I think it was last Sunday. But I'll leave that linked on the screen for you guys and in the description. Basically, that build was like over the top Christmas. Like, I spent so much time decorating that build. Whereas this one is definitely a little bit more subdued. There's no like Christmas lights on the exterior. There are a couple of like wreaths and stuff like that, and a couple of garlands on the exterior. And then on the interior, I also obviously, you know, put up a Christmas tree. I put up a bunch of garlands and like those mistletoe that like lies on counters and stuff. I used a couple of those things. In the kitchen, there's a little small size down Christmas tree on the dining table. You know, just small stuff like that. I think all of the bedrooms have either a couple of garlands in them or like a wreath or something. Just very minor Christmassy stuff. Because I figured, you know, obviously this would be a vacation home. It wouldn't be, you know, where the Sims live all year round. So maybe whoever owns this vacation home, they're here for the holidays. So I did clutter up the build quite a bit. I, again, meant to not do that. I originally, when I started the build, I meant to make it a little bit more like minimal clutter and a little bit more like vacation home. But then, like I said, I got carried away and I started adding a bunch of clutter, especially from the everyday clutter kit. So I kind of made it look like, you know, there are Sims currently staying here. So like they're currently on vacation. So there's a bunch of like suitcases and stuff on the beds. I did playtest all of the beds, they do work. But yeah, so there's a couple of suitcases on the beds. There's, you know, phones and stuff lying around, shoes and toys and, you know, stuff like that. So it kind of looks like, you know, the Sims are actually vacationing here at the moment. So yeah, I tried to make it look like, you know, it is a vacation home, but they've also, you know, maybe they've been here for a couple of days and they've gone through the trouble of like putting up Christmas decorations. Because they'll probably be here over Christmas or like over Winterfest as it's called in the game. So, you know, maybe they did, you know, put in a little bit of effort to make it look, you know, very festive and stuff like that. So yeah, I did end up doing that. I also actually ended up putting a couple of things for a dog in the build. So there's a couple of food bowls in the kitchen. There's a dog bed in the living room as well as a couple of dog toys. So I figured, you know, maybe the Sims, they do have a dog, so obviously they can bring the dog with them on vacation, so they do that. If you wanted to make this house cat friendly, then you just need to put in like a scratching post somewhere and then also a litter box. But the upstairs bathroom is actually really big, so you should be able to fit in a litter box up there very easily. Or if, you know, you want to come here with a toddler, I didn't put any toddler beds in any of the bedrooms, but that's something that you can easily add. There's a lot of space. And obviously you can also really easily add just like a toddler potty, maybe a high chair in the kitchen. Like I said, there's definitely space for it, but it's just not the way I wanted to furnish this house. So yeah, I didn't end up doing that. But yeah, as you can see, we've moved on to the interior. I did have to cut out a couple of things. I cut out, you know, choosing floorboards and wallpaper, you know, random stuff like that. I also cut out both of the bathrooms. So there's actually 2 bathrooms in this build. Upstairs, like I said, there's a really big like family bathroom. And then downstairs, there's an ensuite that's attached to the main bedroom. So overall, this house has 2 full bathrooms. It also has 3 bedrooms. So there's 2 bedrooms upstairs and 1 bedroom downstairs. But the house actually has space for 6 Sims. So there's obviously the double bed downstairs. And then both of the bedrooms upstairs actually have 2 twin beds in them. So you can fit, you know, 6 Sims overall. And then obviously, you know, a dog or like 2 dogs or whatever. So you could easily come here with like a full household and you'll be fine. So yeah, there is that. But like I said, I did cut out me doing the bathrooms because this build took me, I think, like 5.5 hours or something crazy like that. So I had about like, once I sped it up, I had a video of like about 50 minutes or something, which is way too long. So I did end up cutting out quite a bit. I cut out, like I said, choosing floorboards, wallpapers, stuff like that. And then the bathrooms, I also cut out me doing both of the, like, I guess, hallway areas. I don't know. There's a hallway leading from the living room where the staircase is. That hallway, I cut out that one. So from that hallway, you can get into the bedroom and into the kitchen. Or obviously, you know, you can go upstairs. And then upstairs in the hallway, there's actually a bookcase. as well as a desk that I ended up putting a laptop on, because like I said, I figured, you know, that there would, you know, currently be Sims that are staying here, so they probably brought the laptop with them from their house. So there's a laptop up there. There's also a couple of like bench seats that I put against the stair railing, and then I actually used those pillows from the what is it called, like the kids like kit from like the outdoor kid stuff. I can't remember what the kit is called, but you know, the one that has, you know, the big outdoor movie screen that's like a sheet with the projector and stuff like that. Honestly, I can't remember the name of that kit, but yeah, that kit has some pillows that I actually used to like make it look like there's pillows on the little like bench seat. So I just used the tool mod to like rotate them, and I also used a couple of the meditation stools from Spa Day, the round cushion meditation stools, sized them up, rotated them, and they look exactly like pillows. So you won't see me doing that on camera, I don't think. I do think I cut it out, but you will see it in the screenshots. So stay tuned until the end for all of the screenshots. I took a lot of screenshots for this build. So at the end of the video, I think there's around like 3 minutes worth of screenshots or something crazy like that. So yeah, I took screenshots of like everything. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for that. But yeah, as you can see, we're working on the kitchen, and I did kind of, like I said, forget that I didn't want to make it Christmas or like Christmassy, and I started decorating. So instead of me trying to like redecorate the entire kitchen and make it not Christmassy, because I really liked the way it looked, instead of me trying to like de-Christmasify it, I just decided to go with it and make the whole build a Christmas build. So yeah, I really like the way it turned out. Like I said, I absolutely love this build, and I could definitely actually see myself playing in it as well, which is rare, because a lot of the builds that I do and that I post on the channel, they're either not really my personal style, or like I don't like playing in builds of that style, or I build so much, there's no way that I can play in every single build that I do. So yeah, I actually really like this one, and I can definitely see myself playing in it and having a lot of fun with it. So yeah, there's that. But also you'll notice that the interior of this build, the exterior is meant to look very like log cabin-y, like very Granite Falls type thing. But I did add a couple of more modern touches. So some of the siding on the exterior is the more modern wooden siding from Eco Lifestyle. And on the interior, I did use like a bunch of like older wooden floorboards, but a lot of the furniture is a little bit, it's not really modern, like ultra modern or anything like that. It's just not super rustic, if that makes sense. So I do have a couple of more rustic things, you know, from Cats and Dogs, or, you know, Jungle Adventure, stuff like that. But I also use a couple of more modern things. So in the living room, you'll see that I actually use the sofas from Seasons that I haven't used in like years, because normally the swatches of those sofas are very hard to work with. But for this house, it actually like worked really well. So I actually use those sofas. I use a couple of, you know, a little bit more modern beds in the bedrooms as well. And I don't know, I wanted to make it like not super modern, but kind of like it's been updated. You know, like it's been updated over the years and renovated maybe, and you know, stuff like that. And also I wanted to use quite a bit of light wood, because obviously the exterior of the build is very dark. It's very like a lot of dark, rich woods, and we have these really dark wooden floorboards as well. But then we have the really like light wallpapers, like the light baseboards, and you know, that wallpaper from Cats and Dogs. So we have that, and I wanted to make the interior a little bit brighter and not my stereotypical, you know, log cabin build that I have done like a bunch of times before. So I wanted to use a lot of lighter woods, and then, you know, combine it with some darker woods, obviously. But oh yeah, I did leave this in. Okay, so yeah, I actually edited this video last night and apparently I forgot that I left this footage in. So yeah, here you guys can see what I'm actually doing with the pillows and stuff. I don't know on which side of my screen, on which side of the video I'm gonna put my face cam. So if I'm like looking that way and the video isn't actually that way, I'm gonna feel so stupid. But if I look that way, it also looks weird. So I'm trying to just look right ahead of me, like right in front of me where the camera is. But yeah, so I have like my OBS open, like really tiny so that I can see like my viewfinder. And then I have my editing program open on that side where I can see the build. So yeah, it's kind of like, it's very disorienting. Like I said, I'm not used to like recording voiceovers with facecam. Like I said, I'm usually used to like just doing like reaction videos and stuff like that with facecam. So this is a very weird experience for me, and yeah, it's like I said, very weird experience for me. And you guys can actually now see the faces that I pull whenever I do a voiceover, because I still pull all of like these faces. I still like talk with my hands and all of that stuff whenever I'm just doing a normal voiceover, but now you can actually see me doing it, which is making me very self-conscious. But yeah, so I think that's everything that I wanted to mention about the build. You can also see, like you just saw, I actually put in a little like fake standing piano. So I just used the keyboard from City Living and then those two like end tables from Cats and Dogs. And I did playtest it. That piano, like that keyboard, does work. Even with, you know, the end tables merged into it and the stuff on top of it, it still works. So that's really cool. And then I did actually have a sim decorate the tree. So I used the tree from Seasons that your sims can actually decorate, and I had my sim decorate it. I also end up putting like a really big pile of presents next to the tree. So I don't know how functional that is, because your sims will need to stand around the pile of presents to open them, you know, stuff like that. I didn't play test that, because honestly, how important is that really? If you want to make those presents like functional, just move the dog bed, because the dog bed is going to go right next to the presents. So yeah, just move the dog bed if, you know, your sims can't reach the presents or whatever. I mainly put them there as like aesthetics and to make it look Christmassy. But yeah, feel free to, like, if you play in this build and you find something doesn't work, you know, the way you would want it to, feel free to move some stuff around. Feel free to delete some stuff as well. Like I said, I play tested all of the big things, and when I did that, everything worked. So yeah, I don't know. Sometimes The Sims is finicky, and something that works one day, even in my own game when I play, like something will work in a build one day, and then the next day I'll go into my game and it just won't work. So yeah, it's sometimes the game is really finicky with stuff like that. So yeah, if you ever download any of my builds and play in them and something doesn't work, feel free to delete stuff. Or a lot of the times it will just be like a clutter object that's blocking something, or, you know, something minor like that. And once you delete that clutter object, you'll be fine. So yeah, always feel free to do that. Feel free to change up any of my builds to make them fit, you know, your families or whatever. But just don't re-upload them as your own, and then you'll be fine. But yeah, this build is up on the gallery, by the way. I should mention that. It is up on the gallery. It's completely custom content free. I did use a bunch of different packs though, so that's just something to keep in mind. I didn't pack restrict it at all. But yeah, like I said, up on the gallery. I'll have a gallery download link in the description, and as well as my like gallery ID, hashtags you can use, and, you know, all of that stuff if you want to find it. And it's, like I said, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, space for 6 sims. It's on a 30 by 20 lot, I think. I also gave it a couple of lot traits. I gave it the Homey and the Peace and Quiet lot trait, because that just made sense to me. And yeah, it ended up being around 145-ish thousand simoleons to build, or like to buy. I don't know what the rent is for it per day. I think the rent for these builds are like, I don't know, I think they're like 10% or something of whatever the lot value is. So I'm gonna go ahead and guess that it's around like maybe like a 1,500 simoleons a day. I'm gonna guess, I could be wrong. But yeah, it's going to be expensive. Either way, it's going to be expensive because there's a lot of clutter on this build. The lot is worth a lot, so yeah, it is going to be expensive. And then the last thing that I want to mention before we get into the Q&A portion is the exterior of this build. You'll see that I'm building this obviously in summertime, and I do all of the landscaping in summer as well, just so that I can actually see the plants and so that I can actually see the terrain paint, because I hate doing a build in winter or like in the snow when I can't see the terrain paint, because I don't want to just leave the lot without terrain painting. So doing that when you can't see it is really hard. So whenever I do these Christmas builds, I'll do them in summertime, do all of the landscaping and the terrain paint to make sure that it also, you know, looks good in the summer. And then I'll go in, I'll cheat it to winter, and then, you know, have it snow a lot, and then, you know, do all of the finishing touches on the exterior in the snow, and then take all of the screenshots and stuff obviously in the snow as well. So that is what I did with this build. So you have, you know, you'll see me do all of the landscaping and everything like that in like summer, and then we'll cut and we'll get to the snow pool. But yeah, so on the exterior I do put a little fire pit with a couple of chairs around it. I put a grill and a small dining table actually on the back porch. Then I also put in a couple of like picnic tables in the backyard as well, so there's a lot of seating. I also put another bonfire. So at the front of the build I used the small campfires from like Outdoor Retreat that your Sims can actually sit around. But on the back of the build I actually put the big bonfire from, I believe it's from Get Together, I think. Yeah, I think I used one of them from Get Together. And it's like the really big bonfire that your Sims can dance around and like stand around and stuff like that. So they have two fire pits places in this, which I don't know, it made sense for me, you know, being both a winter build and a vacation place. So yeah, they have two spaces for like fire stuff. There's also in the backyard I also put in a hot spring. So one of the onsens from like the onsen hot springs from Snowy Escape. So I actually used the one that's a bunch of rocks, so it looks a little bit more natural. I landscaped around it and tried to make it blend in as best as I could. So yeah, that's another really fun thing to do outside, which again made sense considering it's like supposed to be a winter cabin. So you have a nice little hot spring outside, and yeah, just I love the way it looked. And then obviously I did, like I said, a bunch of landscaping. I put a couple of Christmassy decorations outside, but nothing much. So yeah, that's basically everything for the build, I think. Yeah, honestly, I think that's everything. Like I said, there's a couple of things that I had to cut out and stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, everything is in the screenshots. So just stay tuned for the screenshots and you'll see everything. But yeah, so moving on to the Q&A portion of this build. So I do have, I think, like 4 questions that I want to ask, or that I was asked, but we're gonna start off with one of them. So first off, from Luke, I'll try and remember to like put the actual like, wow, I just hit the microphone, not good, but I'll try and remember to put like a little screenshot of the questions on the screen as well. But first off, from Luke, Luke asked, what are your personal favorite packs for building? So for building, probably a lot of the expansion packs. But for building, a pack that I usually gravitate towards when I do exteriors is not Outdoor Retreat, what am I saying? For exterior building, usually it's Seasons for the windows and the doors. Cats and Dogs for the same thing. Also for the siding from Cats and Dogs. And then, honestly, I think Get Together. Yeah, I think Get Together. Get Together has a really nice selection of like both modern items but also a little bit more traditional items with like the Tudor stuff. And my favorite column in the game that I use on basically every single suburban build ever as like those column end pieces at the end of like walls is from Get Together. So Get Together seasons Cats and Dogs. I don't know, maybe Eco Lifestyle, but not really. No, I don't really use a lot of Eco Lifestyle stuff apart from like the wallpapers. So yeah, I think it's those three. Yeah, Get Together seasons Cats and Dogs for exterior building. Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to think of everything that comes in all of these packs, but we have so many packs. It's really hard to remember what's in every single one of them, but I think those three. And then for interior building, honestly, probably not really. No, not seasons. Cats and Dogs. I love a lot of the Cats and Dogs stuff. Cats and Dogs. What are some of the other packs? Yeah, so Cats and Dogs. What's that pack called? High School Years. I use a lot of the High School Years stuff. High School Years. Yeah, what am I thinking about? I don't know. It kind of depends on what style of build I'm doing as well. If I'm doing something a little bit more modern, then High School Years, Dine Out, Get Together as well. Not Get Together. Get Famous. We have a lot of Get packs. But yeah, so a little bit more modern, High School Years, Dine Out, Get Famous, Spa Day. I use Spa Day a lot. But for something a little bit more traditional, then I'd have to say, you know, Cats and Dogs. Cats and Dogs, Get Together, kind of. Yeah, but Cats and Dogs mostly. Cats and Dogs, Laundry Day. Yeah, Cats and Dogs, Laundry Day. What's the other pack that's also a little bit more kind of traditional type stuff? What's the pack? It's a game pack, I think. I think it's a game. Paranormal pack. I use a lot of the paranormal stuff as well. So yeah, for those are like building packs, I think. Like I said, we have a lot of packs and I tend to forget what's in all of them. But yeah, moving on. Normal asked, which Sims 4 townie do you like the most and which one do you hate the most? So the townie that I hate the most is actually not Eliza Pancakes, funnily enough. I don't really hate Eliza. But Bella Goth, actually. Bella Goth kind of annoys me in The Sims 4. Because she just, I don't know, she's everywhere whenever I play. And I don't know, I don't really like Bella Goth. I don't really like Bella Goth, but she's probably not the townie that I hate the most. Honestly, it's also not Vlad. The EA Vlad, I like really hate. He like freaks me out. But my save file Vlad, I actually kind of like. So, not Vlad. But, honestly, probably Gita. Gita Rasoya from, I'm saying her name so wrong. But Gita from City Living. Whenever I live in that building, like in the Spice District, in the Culpeper House building, she always complains to my Sims about, you know, they're being too loud or they're being like whatever. And if my Sims aren't being loud, then she is. So Gita Rasoya, I don't like her at all. My favorite Sim, that's really hard because it changes from day to day depending on whether I'm like really into like doing supernatural gameplay or, you know, regular gameplay. But supernatural gameplay, probably Caleb or Lilith Vitor. And then for like regular gameplay, probably Eliza Pancakes. Like, I like Eliza Pancakes. I don't know why, but I do. I like Eliza. So, Eliza Pancakes. Or, I actually also really like Morgan Fires from Get Together. So, in Windenburg. I really like Morgan as well. And then Gabriella Playing asked, what kind of pack would you add to The Sims 4? Personally, this is going to sound so cliched, but a Generations pack. I want more Generations gameplay. I do. There's so much stuff that I probably won't be putting it in this video, like talking about it in this part of the video. but there's so much stuff that I could see going into a Generations pack that we don't have in the game yet, and that would work well with so many of the stuff that we do have in the game. So yeah, a Generations pack, definitely. Hands down, that is the first thing that I think of, is a Generations pack. And then Car Miller asked, what is your favorite build you've ever created? Also, when did you realize that you're an amazing creator and YouTuber? Oh, Car, that means so much. But favorite build, honestly, again, that changes from day to day. I don't know, probably the land grab mansion that I did. I absolutely love that build. I just looked at it again the other day when I was taking pictures for my save file. I saw that build and went like, man, I can't believe that I built that thing. It's huge, and I love the way it turned out. It's probably one of my favorite builds ever. Also, Judith Ward's mansion that I did for my save file. If I remember, I'll link both of these videos down below. The land grab mansion is actually a two-part video, so like an exterior and interior. And then Judith Ward's mansion I also did on the channel. Her mansion is like really modern and black, white, and red, and just, I love that build so much. It's so far out of my comfort zone. So I'll leave both of those linked, but those two are probably my favorite builds. And when did you realize that you're an amazing creator and YouTuber? Honestly, I'm still struggling to believe that. So it hasn't happened yet, truthfully. But yeah, I also want to point out that Car leaves like comments on every single one of my videos. I see all of them, by the way, and they always make my day. So if you guys are ever wondering if you should leave a comment on a video, even if it's just like a couple of emojis or whatever, definitely do that, because seeing comments and seeing that people actually watch and engage and enjoy your videos as a YouTuber means so much to us. So yeah, just so much, thank you so much to Car for like always leaving comments, and like I said, they always make my day. I appreciate them so much. But yeah, those are all of the questions, and yeah, so just thank you guys so much for leaving those. I kind of want to do another Q&A in like February of next year for my channel anniversary. February will actually be my 5-year YouTube anniversary, which is crazy to think about. So I want to do another Q&A then, but I'll talk more about that like closer to the date. But yeah, so we're almost at the end of this build actually, so I'm going to start wrapping it up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give the video a like. You know, if you want to see more Sims content, feel free to subscribe and turn on the notification bell as well to be notified of whenever I upload a new video. I have a lot of fun things planned for next year. There's a couple of things that I can't really talk about, and then a lot of other things as well that I'm really looking forward to. But also something that I really quickly want to mention. I did mention that I want to release my save file soon. I mentioned this in a community tab post on Twitter, and I'm kind of aiming for a December 31st. So next Saturday is when I want to release my save file. I'll do an overview, like a tour video. I'll make sure there's a video. I'll do like a Tumblr post, everything like that. But just, you know, a little heads up. Keep an eye out for that if you've been looking forward to seeing my save file and getting your hands on it next Saturday. If nothing like major goes wrong, then that's when it'll be out. You'll also be getting another video tomorrow. Actually, it's going to be a creator sim. And again, if I can get it done, hopefully I can. But yeah, you'll be getting a creator sim video tomorrow. So I've been doing like the 9 days of Casmus over on Twitter, and I'm gonna do a creator sim video of like all of the sims together. Look forward to that. But like I said, hope you guys are having a great day and a great Christmas Eve and a great Christmas weekend as well. And yeah, I hope you have a very happy holidays, and you know, whatever you're doing, I hope you enjoy doing it. And I'll talk to you all guys all in my very next video. Bye everyone.